Hi, everybody. It's Gwen from Proof of Africa. Today, we're going to continue again our interview series with hosting Joshua Akpan from ABCD, the African Blockchain Center for Developers. How are you, Joshua?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Actually, I think that most of the people know, but we already know each other because we are working on several things together. But like today, it's me who is the interviewer, and you are the one who's gonna answer the question. So we're gonna start right away, and I would like to start asking you if you can tell us a bit about you, because I think that some of the people in the community knows you, but there is a lot of new people. So can you tell us a bit about you, please?
Okay. My name is Joshua Akpan. I am a Cardano enthusiast. I actually got into the space way back in 2017 when I actually read the Bitcoin white paper, and then I went over several crypto proposals and projects, and I found Cardano in 2017. It caught my attention, and in 2018 I started following up on their projects, especially in Africa, and I was intrigued by it, because I'm African, and I like to see projects that are actually African focused, and that's how I got into Cardano in 2018. Started teaching and holding meetups, inviting my friends to come join the meetups and talk to them about Cardano. That's how I got a lot of my friends into Cardano. So yeah, that's my story.
And perhaps you can tell us a bit about like where you live and like just some
Oh,
details about who you come from.
okay. I'm in Wakanda, bro. I'm I'm in Nigeria, Port Harcourt, Nigeria.
Okay, perfect. So I think that, as you say, like you have been really interested in blockchain because of the Bitcoin white paper, of course, but also like through some videos you've seen from Charles and some others. And it leads me to the next question, which is, what can blockchain bring to Nigeria? Because I think that if it caught your attention, it's because that there is probably you see the opportunity. So can you tell us a bit what are these opportunities that what blockchain in general can bring to Nigeria?
Um, Nigeria is a very special place for so many reasons, right? It just feels so much. It feels as though like every sector in Nigeria is actually ripe for disruption, especially with blockchain technology, right? I see a whole lot that can be changed or at least onboarded onto the blockchain, like Cardano. So first of all, uh, not too long ago we had our election. So if that is done on the blockchain, obviously we don't have to trust anybody and it's immutable. So that aspect can actually uh, be onboarded on Cardano, and we'll have a free and fair election, because elections are so important because lives are dependent on it. Who the choice of who we select or elect as our leader is very critical for the future of the nation. And we have Nigeria is a green country, so the agricultural sector can be deeply influenced by blockchain technology. By we can do things like supply chain and actually helping farmers to get to you know the wider markets and allowing for people to invest in agriculture in a seamless and a better way of allowing farmers to reach out to actually get access to funds and reaching out to the bigger markets outside from Nigeria. And lastly, of course, we can think of healthcare. Um, Sadly, in Nigeria, we're still in a phase where drugs still get imitated drugs, and we have problems with you know um, people making fake drugs, which is really bad. But we can curb all that problem with the blockchain technology. Using Cardano, we can actually get that solved.
I think it's indeed there is like a lot of that's what is interesting, especially for Nigeria and over for Africa in general, is the fact that there is so many things to be created or to be made better. So like actually it's really like the time for people to use blockchain to make all these things better. Like because you talk about voting at the beginning, but I think it's a problem that which is like worldwide, like
Yes,
even
it's
if
universal.
yeah, we've seen that recently in the US or in some others, like it's not always, perfect. So, but actually, it's really important what you say afterward. It's like Africa and especially Nigeria, because I think you can also perhaps tell us a bit about the economic status there, because it's um, Nigeria. It's one of the leading country in Africa for economy. So I think it would be interesting for people to know that, because it's really like one of the lighthouse of Africa right now.
Right. Nigeria is actually a oil producing country, should I put it that way? And it's also mostly referred to as the giant of Africa. Nigeria has a blooming economy, sadly, but that those funds doesn't really reflect in the lives of the people because of the corruption, that's here. So also the capital of the economic capital of Nigeria is actually Lagos, where we have a lot of businesses, centered and headquartered there. Lagos has a lot of $1 million companies there, but Nigeria is mostly an oil producing country.
So actually, um, blockchain might help the other sector of the economy to rise as well,
Mm-hmm.
and not
Mm-hmm.
let Nigeria depend only on oil, which
On
are
yes, exactly.
already, I guess, in the hands of few people, and not everybody benefit from it.
Right.
Okay, that's really interesting, and I think that you really show that there is actually opportunities for developing blockchain in several fields of the economy. So, and you mentioned health, which is really interesting, because we often, to be honest, when we talk about blockchain, about the financial part, but like the health and like what the blockchain can bring, is really important.
Yeah.
So
Because right now the system, sorry, I wanted to say, like, how do you even ensure that the right drugs are getting to the right people? You can't really, trace that properly. The tools for getting that trace is not really available, and they're not even trusted, right? We need something that's transparent enough. We need to know that the right drug is going from point A to point B without getting imitated, because lives depend on it. It's so sad that people would actually, imitate drugs, or make fake drugs for consumption. We need to mitigate that, and only blockchain can actually, with blockchain actually, we can actually solve that. We can trace that, which is important. Lies Many people die because of that. So I feel like if we actually adopt the blockchain technology for things like that, for traceability, we are going to save a lot of lives. Because this is why the blockchain was created, right? To help, mitigate problems like this. I feel like Cardano is actually um, getting to a point where to be ready for things like that to be done on the blockchain.
yeah, I think it's you're totally right on the fact that if it's not only financial, but they can actually save lives, and it's really something practical. Because I think sometimes for people living in Europe or in the US, it's difficult to understand that, because for us we don't have such problems, but like those problems exist, and traceability, which is like easy to deploy through blockchain, would be like, yeah, really definitely life saver. And actually, I think that we are also going to talk about it in another interview, but it's also something related to health. There is also like a projects of working on blood donation and traceability in blood donation, and linking people to blood donation centers. So perhaps you want to tell us a little word about it, but I think we still going to have an interview with those creators.
Sure. Well, it's actually called Red Token, and it's probably already out there. It's on Idea Scale. You can check it out. So basically, Red Token seeks to incentivize blood donors uh, to donate blood in a safer and better way, and they get. don't want to call it a reward, but they get the red token, which will allow for them to actually do things like utility. It will allow them to get more drugs for you know to for their health, and it's not like a get rich kind of token, but allow for you to access more drugs in a safer and better way. So we're just incentivizing people to continue donating blood, people that are already donors, and also encourage people to become donors. And there's a token that's facilitating that, and it's called Red Token.
Okay, perfect. That's like actually a little pitch, and we're gonna have the team I think later this month to talk about this. So actually, like what you just said, also gonna help me to transition to the new question. You talk about idea scale, which is linked to the Cardano community, and I would like you to tell us a bit. What is your involvement in the Cardano community? What are you doing on a daily basis for Cardano, especially?
Okay. So first of all, I'm a Cardano ambassador, and I am a meetup organizer as well. So I hold meetups for Cardano in Africa, Cardano specific meetups in Africa, teaching about the Cardano blockchain and blockchain in general, and how we can adopt blockchain to solve our various problems here in Africa.
And I know that actually you are involved for a long time, and you have been like involved in uh, different projects. So can you tell us a bit in the different projects you are involved in, and perhaps you can keep ABCD for the end. So like then we're gonna transition and go a bit deeper into ABCD.
Sure. I am actually involved in quite a number of projects because constantly looking out for solutions to different problems that I come across. So I'm involved with a lot of projects. For example, Liquid. Some of you may know Liquid, which is an open source, non-custodial pooled liquidity protocol, which you can earn interest on, borrow and lend assets. It's a DeFi protocol. You can check that on our idea scale. Liquid is currently on our V1 and to be launched, once Gogo goes live. So pretty interesting project. I think you should check it out. Founder is Dwayne Cameron, and we have Tashoma Villini as well. Also, I'm involved with some other minor projects on there. Just check on idea scale for Red Token and some other ones. You can see my name tagged to. And lastly, obviously, you may know me from ABCD. So ABCD is African Blockchain Center for Developers. We actually started ABCD as an offspring of PoA. So ABCD seeks out to reach out to the pool of talents we have here in Africa of developers, and we want to give them the tools and the opportunity to actually build on the blockchain and learn these languages so they can be empowered to actually build solutions that are based on the blockchain for Africa. So we don't just want to talk about blockchain technology and what what opportunity it presents for Africa and what it can solve. We want to empower these people to actually build this solution, and that's why we created ABCD.
So it's an interesting idea, because as you say, if I will understand, the idea at the beginning was like, okay, we have ideas, but we don't necessarily have the people to develop it, right? So like the idea is to find the right developers to develop idea, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And can you tell us a bit about what is the structure? What is in your mind about the structure? How you're gonna organize the developers and stuff? That would be interesting.
So basically, we actually search for these talents. We do a survey and we interview these developers and we determine which ones we can actually incubate, so to say, within our center for a period of time, and give them this access to these tools and also these training materials for them to learn to code on and write smart contracts. So for right now, we have a set of junior devs, and we're still actively looking out for some senior devs to incubate within our structure, which are going to learn things like Haskell and play around with Pluto and Malo. So for right now, we have our junior devs. We partner with Gimba Labs, and our junior devs is actively learning alongside Gimba Labs. We have James over there that facilitates that activity. And on the communication side, we stay connected with IOG Ethiopia, so we are aligned with them. And we also have you, Gwendol, in the team that deals with communications as well. So the whole structure is built in such a way that we can reach out to the right people and make sure we're bringing the right resources to them. And we will leverage on whatever opportunity we have within our sphere of contact.
Okay, that's pretty clear. Can you explain us a bit, like, because the idea for now is having those developers and help them to get trained to learn new things, because actually most of them already have like a solid IT and coding experience, but they're not necessarily familiar with the tools that would be necessary for blockchain development. So you mentioned Gimba Lab. Can you tell us a bit more about what is happening with Gimba Labs and with the devs at ABCD?
Sure. So Gimba Lab was part of the Fund 2 Catalyst Fund, and they were part of the winners. We have James over there. James is actually a friend of ABCD. So what happens is they follow a tailored curriculum that's designed by Gimba Labs, and this allows for developers that are not quite conversant or acquainted with blockchain technology, especially Cardano. It's designed in such a way it makes it easier for them to get acquainted with it. So the curriculum is actually tailored specifically for these kinds of developers that aren't developing yet on the blockchain.
Okay. That's interesting. And actually what I like to see in this kind of thing is like the connection that are already existing between different projects amongst Cardano. I think it's really, really important to say that, because as you say, like Gimba Lab was founded in Fund 2, if I'm correct, as you said, and like now they bring this fund not just for themselves, but they allow people within the community to benefit from it, which is something really,
Right.
really important. And so, like, in terms of what you brings to the developers, can you tell us, sorry, a bit more about like the infrastructure and what you have now and what you would like to create, because it's one of the things that you put in the catalyst proposal for Fund 3. So I think it would be interesting to detail a bit more what you have in mind.
Okay. So we actually had proposed our project on Fund 2, but unfortunately we were not funded. But we kept going because we really want to get this done. So currently we are running on the funds from PoA stake pool. So 80% of our rewards from PoA goes to our activities down here in Nigeria to facilitate the activities within the space. So we have a cohort of developers, mostly female devs, and we take care of the power. We don't really have a lot of electricity here, so we run mostly on generator, and then we take care of the internet as well, and also sustaining the devs within the space, and paying them a little bit of salary to keep them going. So, but we still put up a proposal for Fund 3 because we would like to expand that. Thankfully, we've had the opportunity over these few months to study which strategy to actually go about things. So we have knowledge on how to expand now, and we were able to do that because we've done this for we're able to get that knowledge because we've actually implemented this over a couple of months now. So we are confident that we'll be able to scale that up if the community actually votes for us, so we can get more developers and have them, give them access to these resources and library information that we have.
That's clear actually. Like, so the fund would be used for so like currently the first cohort is leaving into brackets with like the help of Proof of Africa, which sends like 80% of its rewards to fuel these activities. But like the catalyst funding that you're looking for would help to scale up the thing, right? Having onboarding more people and stuff. Okay, that's really clear. And actually, it's make a good transition for me for the next question, which is, can you tell us a bit about the devs that you have now? Like because you say it's mainly female developers. Can you tell us a bit about them? And perhaps just after explaining us what would be your strategy to onboard more developers in the future.
Okay. Let me just quickly mention that part of the reason we have the devs is so we can, because they are talented people, right? We want to allow them to get inspired by learning, so they can actually, should I say, birth their own ideas on how to solve these problems that we actually mentioned before in Nigeria. So the idea is to actually incubate them within the ecosystem and allow for, I think the funds we receive would allow for us to incubate them and their ideas, at least give them like a head start so they can actually push these ideas further. So we have a cohort of 2 developers right now, junior devs working alongside with Gimbal Labs. We have Favor and we have Buki. So they are JavaScript developers, backend JavaScript developers, and they're working together to with Gimbal Labs to learn and get acquainted with these resources. And the strategy for us to onboard more is very simple, right? We I said earlier, we want to interview more developers that are interested to get on the blockchain scene, and then we will follow through our tailored strategy to actually get them on board. And we're actually looking out actually right now for Solidity developers and senior developers that we can bring into the space to allow for them to learn what we have to offer.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So like if there is anybody who are a developer somewhere in Africa or especially in Nigeria and who want like to join, they can actually, I'm going to drop all the links to the ABCD Twitter and all interesting information below. So that's really clear. And actually it's like the thing. So you started with onboarding few developer, just try to make a pilot out of it, see how it works. And you have the idea to scale up little by little, onboarding more and more people as soon as the structure is mature. So I think it's a good way of proceeding. That's really interesting. So I think that the people gonna have a better idea of what ABCD is. Now I would like to continue a bit by asking you, because you are really involved in the overall community. So what are or what will be the next projects you want to work on, or the next ideas you have?
I have a lot of ideas, man, but but right now we are actually exploring combating ABCD, sorry, PoA to a DAO, because originally when we set out to create PoA, we didn't set out to create a company. We actually wanted to create an organization, a DAO, but the means to do that wasn't really available. But right now we feel like it's like a natural transition for us to become a DAO. So that is what we're actually exploring at this point. And I welcome anybody with any idea to help and to get that, seamlessly achieved or done. So that is the dream for PoA. And for ABCD, ABCD is going to expand across Africa for sure. We're looking at creating an African developer networks. So we might have we'll look, in the coming months, hopefully, before end of year, we can have centers across Africa. We already established some relationship with some hubs in Africa, in Botswana, and in Cote d'Ivoire, and also in Cameroon. So we look forward to start establishing ABCD across Africa in the coming months.
That's interesting. So actually, I'm just going to add, because we perhaps not everybody knows, but we, as I said a bit earlier, we are working on Proof of Africa together. So I think it's really interesting that you present the fact that PoA, it was the idea from the beginning, but not everything was ready yet to do it. But like the natural transition will be to become a DAO. So like for the one who don't know, it's like a decentralized autonomous organization. We will kind of rule by himself thanks to the members and the people involved in it. So yeah, that's really interesting. And
Right.
on the other projects, like perhaps related to Liquid, because you're involved, is there anything else coming?
So expect the decks, right? These are things that we have been, recently fascinated by. Like a Uniswap equivalent on Cardano, right? We would like to explore that, and I don't want to say too much about it, but yeah, something we want to see happen, especially something that is bespoke to Africans down here. So any we don't have DEXs in Africa, would like to build that for Africa so they can get on board with the movement.
Okay, that's actually a very interesting thing. So like, not too much on the decks, but that might be an idea coming in the next. So like that's really interesting. But like as you say, because I think Charles talked already about like a kind of Uniswap on Cardano, but like your idea would be more to focus and develop something that would be really tailor made for Africa, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
I think we covered like a lot of things, but there is a last question I would like to ask you, because we didn't have time to come on this, but it's like, can you tell us a bit, because I know that you're really involved in a lot of initiatives and stuff, but what motivates you in being part of all this, like personally?
Personally, I want to leave my world a better place than I met it. It's as simple as that. If there's an opportunity for me to do that, I'm gonna make sure I take advantage of it. I feel like blockchain was created for Africa, and specifically Cardano. So I'm here. I feel like we've been given the power, the tools to actually change the current scene of the situation down here in Africa. So my daily motivation is I wake up and as long as the changes have not started, it means I need to keep working. So I wake up and I see these problems. Real life. It's my daily experience. So I can't run away from it. If I have the means to, if I have the opportunity to make a difference, I'm gonna make a difference. So I'm fueled by the desire to make a change, and until I see that change done, I'm not gonna stop. So that's my inspiration.
That's really interesting, and really like I think we can understand why you're doing this, because like you see there is things to be changed, and since you might have the opportunity to do it through the blockchain and through Cardano, you want to do it. So like, yeah, just like
Right.
respect to that.
Not
There is nothing
Yeah.
else to say.
Not everything can be changed by blockchain, but if there's anything the blockchain can solve, I'm gonna explore that.
Thank you very much, Joshua. I think that that was like that would conclude perfectly our discussion. It was like really interesting for me and for us in the community to learn a bit more about you and also what you are trying to develop in the ecosystem. So thank you very much for having been with us tonight. It was really cool. I don't know if you have a last word.
Thank you for having me. We're coming.
Okay, so that's gonna be the last word. We're coming. That's awesome. I wish you a very pleasant day, Joshua, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk to each other really soon.
Thank you.
Bye.